What's good, everybody? Today we're going to get at top 10 NBA power rankings. Coming in at number 1, the Boston Celtics. Of course I'm going to put the Celtics at number 1. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care how they've been playing their last few games. But they're number 1. They're going to win the championship this year. At the record, 11-9. Last game I don't want to talk about is a 116-111 loss to the Kings. But we didn't even have Kemba Walker or Pritchard or Smart, so I'm not too worried. We got the Clippers tonight, maybe no Jaylen Brown. So we'll end up probably losing that game if we don't have Jaylen, but it won't matter. So it just won't matter. Because in the playoffs, we'll be going to the finals. It's not the Brooklyn Nets, it's not the Sixers, it's not the Bucks, it's us. The players shining for the Boston Celtics. Jason Tatum, 26 points a game. Jaylen Brown, 26 points a game. Kemba Walker, 15 points a game. Marcus Smart, 13 points a game. I miss Smart. I hope he comes back soon. Wishing for the best for him. What I think the Celtics need right now is Vucevic, honestly. Not that we really need him because we're going to win it anyway, but let's just really secure the championship spot by trading for Nikola Vucevic. I don't know what we trade for him. Probably like a package of we would keep Pritchard. We would keep Kemba. We would hopefully keep Kemba. But if we absolutely have to trade Kemba for Vucevic, I'm willing to do it. I'd rather give him a package of Naismith, Carson Edwards, Romeo Langford, maybe a pick. That'd be good with me. Those guys aren't really... those guys have a bright future, I think, but... Right now we're a win-now team, and I think we could use a guy like Vucevic. Coming in at number 2, Utah Jazz. 17-5, first in the West. They have been on fire recently. 4-1 in their last 5. I think 9-1 in their last 10 or something. Last game, last night, 112-91 win over the Atlanta Hawks. That was a big one for them. Their players shining. They have a lot. They have Donovan Mitchell, 23, 4-4. Rudy Gobert, 11 points, 11 rebounds a game. Jordan Clarkson, I didn't realize, was 17 points a game. Every time I turn on a Jazz game, Jordan Clarkson just hits 2 threes in the first minute. So I'm not too surprised, but 17 is a lot of points. Where was this on the Cavs? They might have won the championship in 2018 if he did this. Mike Conley, 16 points a game, 6 assists a game. Bojan Bogdanovic, 15 points per game. That was shocking, too. Derek Favors, 11 points, 7 rebounds a game. I think they're true contenders to win the West. It's unlikely they beat the Lakers or the Clippers, but it's definitely possible. Donovan's nearing his prime. And just so you know, once Donovan's in his prime, his team, whether it's the Jazz or someone else, is going to be in the race every year for the championship. They're probably going to make the finals a few times. I can see Donovan as being, an all-time great. First ballot Hall of Famer. Coming in at number 3, we got the Los Angeles Clippers. Record 17-6, second in the West. Last game, I think it was last night, or 2 nights ago, 121-99 win over Cleveland. Cleveland's not that good, but they have been on fire in their last 5 games, 4-1, just a loss to the Brooklyn Nets. Next game is tonight against the Celtics. They're probably going to win that one since we don't have Jaylen Brown, but like I said, it doesn't matter. The players shining, Kawhi Leonard, 26 points a game. Paul George, 24 points a game. And then they got somewhere who aren't stat fillers, but are huge parts of the team, like Serge Ibaka, Nicholas Batum, who's having a great year. Lou Williams, everyone knows him. Patrick Beverley, Marcus Morris, Luke Kennard, Reggie Jackson. Coming in at number 4, the Los Angeles Lakers, 17-6, third in the West. Last game, last night, they killed Denver, 114-93. 3-2 in their last 5. Next game tomorrow versus Pistons, who they're probably going to absolutely demolish. Pistons really suck this year. All they got is D. Rose and Blake Griffin, and they got Jeremy Grant, but that's their whole team, Players shining, LeBron James, 25, 7-7. Anthony Davis, 21-7. Dennis Schroeder, 13 points per game. And I didn't see anybody else that was worth putting there, but they got some great players like Montrezl Harrell, Marc Gasol. Alex Caruso's been pretty good. Taylor Horton Tucker's been good. They're going to the finals whether you like it or not, man. And they're probably beating whoever they play in the finals, except if it's the Celtics. Will not be the Brooklyn Nets. I keep saying this. Second round exits. I don't care how the Lakers play in the regular season. LeBron will turn it on in the playoffs. And the West isn't nearly as bad as the East this year. That's just a fact. The only problem they'll really have is the Clippers. Maybe the Jazz, as I said earlier. They are in contention, but probably won't beat them. But yeah, I see the Lakers going to the finals, probably winning the whole thing unless they play the Boston Celtics. Which they might beat them. But, you know, I'm a Celtics fan. I got to have bias for my team. Milwaukee Bucks at 5. 13-8, second in the Eastern Conference. Their last game the other night, 130-110 win over the Pacers. 3-2 in their last 5. Tonight they play the Cavs. The Cavs have been playing pretty well, though, so you can't just call that an automatic win for the Bucks. Giannis, as usual, he's always in the MVP race. He's got 27, 14, and 10. Drew Holiday, 16 a game. Chris Middleton, 20 a game. Brook Lopez, 10 a game. Those are their 4 star players. They're a very good team. They can make the finals, too. Yeah, probably won't beat the Celtics, but if the Celtics somehow fall apart, Bucks will be there. Bucks are like my second favorite to win the East, you know? Denver Nuggets coming in at 6. 12-9, fourth in the West. Last game, obviously last night, I said earlier, 93-114, lost to the Lakers. But that was the Lakers. I mean, Lakers are tough. Last 5, 3-2. Players shining. Jokic is having a great year, 26, 11, 8. Jamal Murray, 18 points a game. A little disappointing for him so far, but I think he'll pick it up, especially in the playoffs. Nuggets, you don't want to mess with them. MPJ, 15 points a game. He's really starting to come along. Portland Trailblazers last night, coming in at 7. They beat Philly. Philly's not that good, though, so it's not that big a deal. But they beat them without Dame and CJ. They're 12-9 now, 3-2 in their last 5. Next game tomorrow versus Knicks. Robert Covington's been fantastic. Not sure his exact stats, but he's been fantastic. I watched the game last night. He was great. Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, who obviously didn't play last night, still having a great season. 26 a game for CJ, 29 a game for Dame. Coming in at 8, the Golden State Warriors, who just have Steph Curry as their player shining because that is their whole team. 28 points a game for Steph. Record is 12-10. Last game, 147-116 win over the Mavs last night. That was pretty impressive, though the Mavs have sucked this year. So have the Heat. Those teams are very disappointing. But the Heat, I keep saying they're a fluke last year. I stand by that. They might not make the playoffs this year. If they do, I bet they'll be like the 7th seed. And that's not a lie. Like, I truly believe that. Coming in at 9, I had to put them somewhere. Philadelphia 76ers. 16-7. But last game, they lost to the Blazers without Dame and CJ. That's pretty sad. Next game, they play the Nets. That'll be 2 very bad teams playing. They don't have any players shining, in my opinion. Coming in at 10, I also had to put them somewhere. The Brooklyn Nets. 14-9, third in the East. 124-120 win over the Clippers last game. They got pretty lucky late. I think Joe Harris went off. Joe Harris is the leader of the Brooklyn Nets. I've been saying that. He's 14 points a game, but his impact on the floor is just undeniable. He is their only player shining. They are second round exits. I don't care what y'all say. I mean, they only have Joe Harris, so how can they make it past the second round? You know, they say like James Harden's good, but James Harden chokes every year. Like, he hasn't made the finals other than the OKC time, which doesn't really count because he didn't do anything on that team, really. They got Kevin Durant, but, you know, maybe he's a player shining too. Kyrie Irving's not going to shine. You know, I don't hate Kyrie, but he's not going to – this team's not going to do anything unless Joe Harris, you know, leads them there. So, yeah, that's my top 10. Maybe a little biased, but I really do think the Celtics. It's going to be Celtics Lakers in the finals. Lakers might win it, but I really do think that it's going to be Celtics Lakers. The only other option is Bucks Lakers. Maybe. Nah, that's it. Maybe the Clippers. Maybe the Jazz. You never know. We'll see how it goes. And I don't want to hear y'all saying I put the Brooklyn Nets too low because I didn't. Maybe they've been playing well recently. They can play well all they want in the regular season, but they are going to fall apart come playoffs. Second round is their ceiling, bro. They suck. They suck. I don't want to see James Harden do his double step back and brick a three in the playoffs. That's what's going to happen every game because he's not a playoff performer. Kyrie Irving a few years ago, what did he shoot, like 4 for 20 or something as a Celtic? It's probably going to happen again. KD had to go to the Golden State Warriors to win a championship. He's never won a real championship. It's not going to happen this year. So please, enough of the Brooklyn Nets hype. I'm telling you, Clippers Part 2. I keep saying that. Clippers are going to be good this year, though, but I still don't see them making the finals. It's pretty much it. Don't hype up the Brooklyn Nets anymore because they're just gonna lose in the second round. Probably to Boston, maybe to Milwaukee. Not to Miami or Philly. Those teams won't be. Philly's gonna probably be a second round or third round team. Miami might be a first round exit. Maybe they'll get lucky as like a 7 seed and beat if it's like Brooklyn or something in the first round. That's the only team I could see them beating. Maybe Philly. But yeah, regular season really doesn't mean anything. It's going to be Celtics-Bucks Eastern Conference Finals. Celtics win in 4 probably. And then Celtics-Lakers NBA Finals. It's going to be really good. I got to be honest. I don't know if we're going to beat the Lakers, but we might. We're a good team if we can get it together. Lakers are tough though. We'll see what happens. It's only February right now? And the finals aren't until like July or August this year. So we got a long way to go. I think we trade for Vucevic and we're automatically the title favorites in my opinion. So yeah, that's all I got to say. Go Celtics tonight against the Clippers, though it really doesn't matter whether we win or not because I don't think we even have Jaylen Brown. But we'll see. So, yep.